name is Jason Hughes. I did a project for environment technology. I'm doing this for Jamie Schmidt. It's on electric cars. I hope you enjoy it. It is to follow. Thank you. Good afternoon. I am doing a project today on the benefits of using electricity for vehicles and the booze. We'll also be viewing other means of energy sources to power a vehicle. I think I can. The type of engine is a steam engine. It's an external combustion engine. Early steam engines were very inefficient, about 6% actually. A figure that increased to about 50% in the later versions, nearly twice that of fossil fuel engines. So they were better, they were more efficient, less pollutants obviously. One of the first steam vehicles created was thought to be in China. There are reports that a small steam-powered trolley car was built by Ferdinand Verbiest in Belgium in about 1672. Verbiest apparently constructed this in China as a Jesuit missionary. It is considered to be the world's first very basic motorized vehicle. Almost 100 years later in France, Nicolas Joseph Cugnot in 1769 also constructed a three-wheeled steam-powered carriage. Although this vehicle could carry up to 4 persons and achieved a whopping top speed of 2.25 miles per hour. In our terminology, 3.6 kilometers per hour. The vehicle is considered to be the first successful attempt to a device for converting the reciprocating motion of a steam engine's piston into rotary motion. The single front wheel was steered by a double-handled tiller-type arrangement, and a crude brake was fitted onto the front driving wheel, almost like a bike. As you can see here, it's the beginning of a wonderful product. In 1867, the first steam-powered vehicle was introduced in Canada. The creator, Henry Seth Taylor, a jeweler and clockmaker from Stansted, Quebec. The steam buggy took 5 years to design and 2 years to build. However, the downfall was not much speed produced, was not efficient, and required coal or wood for fuel, which required too much effort. I'm just going to briefly show you what an steam-powered engine sounds like. Just bear with me. So the switch he's pulling there is allowing the motor to turn. The brief history of electric vehicles. They were introduced over 100 years ago. An example by Ferdinand Porsche, founder of the sports car company by the same name, developed an electric-powered car in 1898. Although there were trials in the early 1800s, they never did have a working electric vehicle. Electric vehicles were actually quite popular, as a third of vehicles on the road were electric between 1900 and 1910. The picture above is an 1898 P1 by Ferdinand Porsche. The fall of the electric vehicle was, of course, the gas-powered engine. So electric vehicle sales diminished for a while, just to be introduced in the 60s again. Another little notation, in New York City, they utilized cabs that were electric for about 2 to 3 years. That's quite significant. I'm going to show you briefly what an electric motor sounds like. And it would be, of course, of a newer variety. And the introduction of the gas-powered vehicle. 1908 is the year that Henry Ford went into full production with his Model T Ford, at which point was the beginning to the downfall of the electric car. Bear in mind, in this era, the fossil fuels were very cheap, but they also did not have any mechanical devices that deterred pollution. Therefore, they were the start to the depletion of our climate. The picture above is a 1908 Model F by Henry Ford. And again, I'm a survivor. The left picture is a wood-burning vehicle. Right picture is a coal-burning vehicle. In the 1940s and 50s, with the rise of fossil fuel costs, it seemed easier to revive the beginnings using coal and wood to create steam to feed the carburetor with fuel. Again, there's an Adler limousine left, and coal-powered car left Sydney, Australia, in 1944. Round 2, new beginnings perhaps? The Henry Kilowatt was an electric car introduced for the 1959 model. The car was produced in 36 volt and 72 volt configurations. The 72 volt models had a top speed approaching 96 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour, and could travel for nearly an hour on a single charge. In the late 50s and into the late 70s, there was concern about oil rates rising, so the thought of electric came back. The modern development of the electric vehicle. As the population is starting to understand that the emissions caused by gasoline engines and other fossil burning fuels are destroying our environment, we as a whole entity have to turn to different resolutions to lessen the impact we are causing on the climate. In 2017, the advances made to electric vehicles are farther distances on a charge, comfort, speed. Heck, some of them can drive themselves. Take the Tesla pictured above can do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. That keeps up to most supercars. Example, a 2017 Bugatti Chiron, 0 to 60 mile in 2.3 seconds. And let's face it, folk, it's electric. Environmental issues, steam-powered, wood. Not harmful to the environment. It's a heavy conversion. Speed is slow due to lack of RPM. It is cost-effective. Long initial start, could be more walking, but people are lazy. Better for climate, though would not work very well in our climate. Steam-powered, coal, harmful to the environment. Heavy conversion. Speed is slow due to lack of RPM. Cost-effective. Long initial start could mean more walking, but people are lazy again. And it is better for the climate, though, again, with ours, it wouldn't work very well because we're so cold. Now, solar-powered is not harmful to the environment at all. Short distance before charging, so you'd have to charge your vehicle several times to go actually a really short distance. Would require at least 8 hours for a charge. Requires the sun for charging. Slow speeds again, and requires lots of batteries, which means lots of weight. The full electric vehicles are not harmful to the environment. Short distance before charging again. Requires at least 8 hours of charge. Can reach high speeds. And requires lots of batteries again, which means lots of weight. And the hybrid versus fossil fuels. So a hybrid is consistent of electric and fossil fuel burning. It's less harmful to the environment, uses both fossil fuels and electric motors, as I had stated. Very expensive initial cost, attractive appearance, and leading the path for the future. Fossil fuels are very harmful to the environment, so gasoline, diesel, propane. It's costly, especially when it comes to the cost of fuels. You can go longer distances with less stops, visually appealing, and led the path to the understanding of environmental impacts. The truth about electric cars. Lithium batteries are being used in electric vehicles, and it has a dark side. The stuff is downright nasty. Lithium is flammable and highly reactive, as anyone who has seen photos of burning Tesla can attest. But that's the least of our worries. The EPA has linked the use of extremely powerful solvents in the creation of lithium electrolytes and cathodes to everything from cancer to neurological problems. Not only do they have problems with the batteries, but consider what we use to move these vehicles. That's right, electricity. How do we get electricity? By using hydro dams, coal, nuclear, solar, and few other sources. So if you think you're the person boasting about how your new electric car has new carbon footprint, think again. The best outcome for EVs was a 24% improvement in global warming potential over the average gas-powered car, and between 10% and 14% over diesel. The global warming potential for EVs that rely on natural gas, generally considered to be the cleanest fossil fuel, show an improvement of only 12% over gasoline and break even with diesel. Most alarming, EVs that depend on coal for their electricity are actually 17% to 27% worse than diesel or gas engines. The initial production of the vehicle and the batteries together make up something like 40% of the total carbon footprint of an EV, nearly double that of an equivalent gasoline powered vehicle. The high initial carbon footprint of an EV can be offset when the car is powered by environmentally friendly energy sources like hydroelectric or wind. Unfortunately, when that same EV is powered by electricity generated from fossil fuels, the initial energy cost of EV production can't be overcome and outweighs gasoline and diesel powered vehicles. Consider the power you use before purchasing, especially if you're considering the environment. Sum of all fears. Modern technology is leading more and more towards electric vehicles, as they do not have harmful emissions to the environment. But the technology is not yet prepared for the needs of mankind. So to help the situation, they have created hybrid technology, which uses fuel and electric to provide power to the vehicle. With hybrid technology, mankind can go even further distances in comfort and have a little bit of peace of mind, knowing they are not being as harmful to the environment. And they go beyond the speeds compared to fossil fueled vehicles, if not more. On a personal basis, I think the foreseeable future holds fully electronic vehicles, and the technology is just not there yet, hence hybrids. I myself love the 2 feet and a heartbeat. Just give it time. Soon they will be flying too. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching this video. This is provided by Jason Hughes for Jamie Schmidt. Any comments and questions will be answered in class. Those of you that have comments and questions on YouTube can certainly leave a comment below, and I will see if I can answer it for you. Thank you.